Okay, so right now I just arrived to the Tesla supercharger and we have 3% battery. So I click there, that's 14 kilometers. And this is the Model 3 rear-wheel drive from China. And let me just connect it now. See, okay, that should be good. Now we can see it's starting to charge. And it started at 3%. And right now it's 9:26. Lovely. Let me see. This is a graphic of the charger as well that represents what we actually are using. Okay, so that's 176 kilowatts. So that's a top speed, and that should be coming down fairly soon. So 5%, and we're 176 still. Uh, 6%. So it's staying on the top level. Oh, now it went up to 177 just for a bit. 6%. I'm gonna try to put this in a tripod, but right now I'm just holding it with my hands. So we'll see how steady I can keep it. So 8%, we're still doing 177 now. So that seems to be the fastest it goes. Oh, 178. We might do 180. So 9%, now it's 10%. Let me look. Yeah, the charge limit I set it to 50. It should go to, let's do 80. So if we do 80, it says it's gonna take 20 minutes to charge. And if I go to 178 and we're doing 12%, if I do 50%, that would be just 9 minutes. So let's do 80 again, 20 minutes. 179, we're close to 180. Okay, and if I do 100%, 100% will take 35 minutes to charge. I should have time to do 100%, but we'll see. Okay, 178, 179. 180, and we are doing 15%. Ooh, it went down, so it's hovering in the 180 and 177, I guess. Well, 178, 179, and then 180 probably. We are doing, we just did 17%, and 70% is 80 kilometers basically. So with 80 kilometer, you could technically from here go to another city 100 kilometers away, and well, not 100 kilometers, but let's say if I charge to 20%, you can probably do that. Just leave. Again, we left it to 20%. And now it's going down. Well, 177, 178. That's 21% right now. It's still doing quite fast, the charging. So right now it's going like on a flat speed, I would say, of the curve, of the charging curve. Oh, it seems to be going down. 178 again. 77. I can hear the fans going. Um, so let me, yeah. That I basically made the AC work less, but I can hear the outside fans uh, running, so they're going faster. Again, we arrived at 3%, and I think we did about 10 minutes, and we're already 25%. And 25%, you can drive 116 kilometers based on the estimation from Tesla. Okay, we're doing 176. Okay, so now we're going down. So after 25%, it's going down. Now it's 160, 166, 161, 159. Okay, it's throttling quite a bit. So yeah, so from I guess 3% to like 26%, you are doing max speed. Oh, right now it's going down quite a bit, 132. So it's probably, I think it will go back up, but it's going down quite quickly. So if you're thinking of a charging curve, where like we did the top and then we're kind of like going down, but how down is it gonna get? Not sure. 30%, we're doing 114. It's still 932. So I have to return the car at 10. So we'll see how uh, how much I can charge it to. Again, this is the Model 3. It's the premium version. You can see here, this is the textile, same as here. And the pockets here on the doing 116. The pockets are also carpeted, as well as the door. Guess like the area down the door seals is carpeted as well. Okay, so we're doing 33. We're doing 120. I think it's going up a little bit, so we'll see if it recovers. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I should have just stayed on the charging. But yeah, basically right now it's going up a little bit. 123, we're 34%. And 34% is about 159 kilometers. So we just added 19 kilowatt hour to the battery, or about 19. And this one, I believe, is supposed to be like a 70-ish kilowatt battery. I think 76 or 78. But we'll see. I mean, 3%. There's also like a buffer that they add for the battery. So it's not, I mean, even though that is just 3%, that doesn't mean that it's actually, once you get to zero, there's nothing. There's still some battery left at 0%. But it's not, it is like you should be already pretty close to the charger at that point. I wonder if there's yeah. I wish there was some kind of graphic with the charging curve. That would be nice. All right. I also saw in our Spec, I saw YouTube channel, and they were looking at the I think ABB is called the company that makes chargers, and they have a map, and in the map they would show you like how far you can drive basically, but it had like the roads, and on the roads basically it would get highlighted with, I don't know, some color, and basically it looks like a web, kind of like it's growing as you're charging. Okay, so we are doing 41% right now, and we're doing 110. 110, and we were doing at 120, I believe. 110 is not. I mean, these vehicles. I think the premium all-wheel drive will charge. The top speed will be faster, like 250. But it's like if you got, you know, uh, it used to be like with cable high-speed internet, they would always say really high speeds, but you would only hit it and then it would go down, right? Or like let's say for a computer, um, the CPU could hit a maximum uh, gigahertz speed, but it would only stay there for, you know, a few minutes, and then it would need to throttle the speed back. So basically, it's a similar idea here, where the battery, they can hit this maximum charge speeds, but they don't stay there for a long time. So if you're driving far away, it's better. Well, if you want to move quickly and you have many superchargers along the way, the best way is to charge, or let the car go down as much as possible. So like maybe 5%. Go to the charger, start charging, and maybe charge it up to whatever you need to get to the next destination with like 5%. And that way, basically, you can charge the fastest, um, even though that you're not having a big buffer. But I think once you become comfortable with the way the battery is working in your car, and um, how far you can drive based on the percentage, then yeah, it becomes like second nature. Like, the car is able to do it, and you take those chances because you're sure that the car will be able to reach the destination. And also the Tesla navigation is pretty good at estimating the distance that the car can drive. And so you do have to put a bit of a buffer. um I usually put like maybe 2% buffer. So if it tells me like, oh, you can go to the next charger in uh, you know at 10%, I would maybe give it 2 more percents or something like that. But that, you can lower that buffer once you become familiar with the area, you become familiar with how the car handles the battery. But yeah, you never want to drive to the next charger at 0%. It's not good for the battery either. Um, well, I don't know about the LFP. I think the LFP, the issue is that you the car is estimating the charge that the battery can hold, and sometimes with the LFP, that estimation is not as accurate. That's why they always tell you to charge it to 100%, because once you charge it to 100%, it's basically resetting that counter, and it allows the vehicle to better estimate the distance that your battery can charge at. It technically, is not. I mean, some people say it's not good for the battery, because in the for the life of the battery. But Tesla and other companies will always tell you to charge it to 100%, because they want to give you the best estimation on the battery, and they always recommend to 100% because of that estimation. But at the same time, it's supposedly it's better not to charge it to 100%, the same as other batteries. But yeah, I I would just charge it to 100%. Like if the manufacturer is telling you to charge to 100%, and then if for some reason the battery fails, then it's on them, right? If if then if you have an issue with the battery and you're not charging it to 100% as the manufacturer says, basically, I don't think they would blame you, but like you're risking that they're gonna say like, oh, that's because you don't charge it to 100%. So I would do whatever they say in terms of charging to 100. So right now we're doing 57%. We're doing 96 kilowatt, and we have 263 kilometers. So we've already, sorry, 57%. You can see, you should be able to drive quite a bit of time um, in a road trip. The cool thing, if you test drive Model 3, Model Y overnight, and you're able to go to the supercharger, this is free. You don't have to pay. So if you want to experience how it is, I think it's a great thing to do so that you can become confident and actually be able to test the supercharger without having to pay anything, right? Because like if you buy the vehicle and you need to charge on the supercharger, you will need to pay for sure. So unless you get some kind of free supercharging, but I don't think those are likely happening. Okay, 60% to 78, and we are at 96 kilowatt, 95 now. So now it's 943, and we already are at 60%. I think that's pretty cool. And like I said, like if you tap there, 280 uh, kilometers, that's about 2 hours driving, more than 2 hours driving. So you can get to the next destination for sure. And at this point, I would say you probably are charging, more to the 60%. If basically, if you're going home, for example, and you don't want to stop, or maybe you're having lunch and you need more time to eat your lunch, and so you leave the vehicle charging longer. Because the thing too as well is that you're paying for the charging, and this is more expensive than charging at home or if you're going to a hotel. Probably it depends on the hotel. Some of them offer free charging, but for those that don't, then depends on how much they charge you for it. But if you're going home, um, where I live is pretty cheap, the electricity. It's 12 cents, Canadian cents. Well, it's more 13 cents, sorry, per kilowatt hour. So right now we did 38 kilowatt hour, as you can see right here. Um, yeah, so basically that would be 13 times 38. I don't know, that would be what, like three, almost $4 in charging at home. Um, I'm not good at math, and I'm not gonna say I'm good, but it's so 10 kilowatts would be about $1, right? Um, so yeah, if you do 39, it's about $4. Uh, However, in here, if we go to, um, I don't know if I can go. Okay, if I zoom in here, this is the chart and add. So right now, if you see, um, I mean, just keep the eight, the stats there. But if you see it there right now, it's 9 p.m. Well, it's 9:46, right? And so we would be between 8 a.m. and 12 a.m. And that's 30 cents per kilowatt hours. If you charge later or earlier, before 8, it's 23 cents. And after midnight until 4 a.m. So basically, from midnight to 8 a.m., it's 23 cents. But afterwards, it's 30 cents. And so, yeah, basically, is half or more than half than charging at home. So if you charge here at, you know, uh, right now we're doing 41 kilowatt hours, and the speed is 77. If you calculate that, that's about, like I said, like around $4, right? For each dollars. But if you pay the supercharger uh, right now, the 30 cents, then that's about double. So that would be like $8. The that would have cost to charge from the 3% to what we have right now, 70%, 71%. The charge speed at 70% is still quite good. 75 kilowatt, that's pretty good. My car, which is a 2015 Model S, it would be doing 30 right now, or less than 30, like maybe less, but around 30. So this one is doing double still, the speed on the older vehicle. I guess that's another thing that I'm considering too, because one of the reasons why I also wanted to test drive this one is because, like I said, it's $40,000. My car, which is a Model S, I mean, I bought it for a lot more, but if I were to sell it to Tesla or to some, dealer, they give me probably 10K or less, and I need to do some repairs on that one, so I can make a video later on that. But basically, I need to do some suspension work, front control arms, and I think ATF links, whatever. They need to be replaced. So there's like about 3 items that they need to be replaced in the suspension, and that's about $38,000, 3,800. Sorry, so $33,800 that I will need to pay to get that done. I did shop around, but going to a third party shop is not that much cheaper, and they use aftermarket parts, which are not, OEM, so they're not Tesla branded. And if I'm paying that much money, I would expect the price to be lower on those parts. Because even though that they say, and is probably true, that the um, is, that the parts are the same quality. Uh, if you if you're able to buy Nikes from Nike or buy it from a reseller that got them, like, so the thing is, like, sometimes, the factories that create these parts, sometimes they sell them off, um, like, to other people, and if they don't sell it to Tesla, they might not be as high quality as they need to be for they need for selling it to Tesla. So I'm not saying they are not, but there is a chance that they're not as high quality. And so, if the difference is not that much, then I prefer to go with Tesla because it's an OEM part. And yeah, it lasted for 11 years. So if I'm sure, like, I already know it probably will last another 11 years, then it makes sense, right? But what if I pay for a cheaper part? Okay, they're not that cheaper either. But, for a not branded OEM part, and then it fails quicker, uh, you know, yeah, I don't know if it's worth that chance. So if it was a lot cheaper, I would do the third party one, because then, I might just be able to redo the job and just replace it. But the difference was about $150, and that's not enough. So, to me, is not enough in terms of the percentage of what I'm paying. So, like, if you think 3,800 versus 3,600, if you're paying that much money, better just get the higher part. All right, so that's the rant about my uh, reasons why to test this one as well, is because I'm trying to see if it makes sense to just trade it in and then get the Model 3. The problem, though, is that I don't have uh, the Model S has more space in the back, and if I did trade it in, that means that I'm still on the hook to pay about, uh, you know, the $30,000 more. So I need to pay 10 times more to get a new car than repair the old one. But this one will charge faster and stuff. Um, the other thing, though, my car has free supercharging, so I don't have to pay for charging at superchargers. So that's one of the reasons why I have kept it for that long. So 11 years since I bought it in 2015 from Tesla. So I bought it new, and yeah, like, it's the car is you know it drives well, but it does need some repairs. So it needs the suspension, like I said, the front end, and they told me as well that the sprints uh, and the struts needs to be replaced, and that's another like $3,000. So that's 6,000, and then if you take into account the tires as well, that's another $1,000. So let's say we're already $8,000 I need to spend in the car. So if I put the $8,000 in buying this car, then the difference is even lower now. Is about $20,000 that I would need to pay for the new car. But that's like half the cost of the car. So that's, some of the logic into maybe it makes sense to get this Model 3 and let go of the Model S. There is some sentimental value too on the Model S. And yeah, the Model S is a bit bigger. So, phone disconnected. Oh, I don't know why it did that, but maybe because I'm close to the 10 a.m. and they remove my mobile key. Anyways, um, so I'm almost there. Um, is I'm pretty close to the Tesla store, and we did 85%. So I might not do, you know, the 100%, but I hope this is a good representation of how fast it is. So there's 9 minutes left to do 100%, and we're at 51 kilowatts. And again, like 50 kilowatts. My car would be doing that at maybe 60%. So this one is still doing it at 84. Okay, so the Landley bypass. All right, so that's there. I think they're so it says that they open at 10, I think. Right. So it's why is it closed until yeah, so it's closed until 10 a.m. So they're gonna be opening soon. So I might actually do the 100%. We can stay 8 minutes here, um, and see how far it gets to. But you can see it charged to 51 kilowatt hours, and we started at 3%. So the pack is probably about 60 then. It's not 70, as I said. And I think it is true. So you might want to research how big is the battery itself. But I believe maybe it's about 63 kilowatt hour. Kilowatts, not or kilowatt hour. I don't know. So yeah, we're doing 51%, and we're still at 8 minutes. So yeah, like this car, I would say is fairly good for the price compared to other brands. It's hard to beat in terms of the quality. Like this one is soft plastics. Everything here you feel it in soft plastics, so it doesn't feel cheap. Um, and the technology as well, like it's great. So it has the screen in the back as well. That's something that the Model Y doesn't have. The screen in the back. It has the sunroof as well on the front trunk. So yeah, in terms of the what you're getting for your money, I think this is a better value than the Model Y rear-wheel drive. However, if you need the space again, if you want a taller feeling, or you like more SUV, then Model Y makes more sense. So we're doing 45 kilowatts right now, and we're at 88%. It says 8 minutes, and we're close to the 10 a.m. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be fine if I go a little bit later, like 10:05. Okay, we're doing 89%, and we're close now to the 90, and we're at 44 at the charging speed. Let me try one thing. I wanna try the cool seats. Let's see how noisy they are. It's not bad. I don't know if you can hear it on the phone, but it's not. I mean, if you had music, you wouldn't be able to hear the fan going. So now it shows 7 minutes, and we're 89%. So with these cars, like when you're getting close to the 100%, it goes slower. right? The charge speed is slower. So imagine like what they say is basically imagine a parking lot when it's empty like this. It's easy to find parking spots, right? When it's full, then the car looking for the parking spot, it takes more time. So the same for the battery. Once it gets fuller, then the electrons have to look for uh, spaces to stay on. So, all right, so we're at 90% and we're doing 41 kilowatts now. 90%, and we got here like, what was it? Well, I'll need to look at the video, but it was like 9, I think 20. So we have done like 40 minutes and we already got to 90% from 3%. And so it says it's going to take another 6 minutes to do 100%. But yeah, like I would recommend to just charge in a supercharger with, well, depends on how much you want to spend. But yeah, it's, if you don't have a charger at home, it might just worth spending the time at the supercharger. You can play games as the car is charging. So you can have, like, if you look here, you can go to YouTube Music. Um, you can also go to there's theater, and you have Netflix, YouTube, Twitch. You can also add, uh, I believe you can add Disney as well. And there's a way to do it. Tesla removed it because Elon Musk doesn't like the CEO and what Disney is doing now. But so they removed it. But there is a way to add it, as far as I know. If you need the Disney app, Disney Plus. And I don't know if there's options to add other channels in there. But yeah, you have YouTube. So if I click here, oh, I didn't want it to remove that, but you can still see the percentage here of charging. Um, you know, you can see YouTube fairly quick. So we're doing 37 kilowatt, and that's at 92%. It's already 10:03. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get to the 100%. Like I would have to. Uh, I mean, I'm gonna be really late to return in the car, like 10 minutes or so. So let's do more, 2 more minutes, and then we'll go. I don't think I'm gonna stay that long. And it says that we are doing 55 kilowatt hour, and we are at 35 kilowatts, the speed. So now it's doing the speed that probably I would, in my car, I would do at 50%. So you can get an idea how slow is an older Tesla Model S. Mine is the 70 kilowatt battery, kilowatt hour battery. Um, so if you have an 80 or 90, it's probably faster. But I mean, it's not faster than this car. Okay, so we're doing 34, 94%. Let's do 95%. So I guess to recap, the charging went from 3% to, you know, to 20%, and that was full speed 170, basically 170 to 180 kilowatt speed, and then started to throttle down like 160, and then I think it was after, after like 40% or so, I think I started to doing 120, and then yeah, now we're doing 32, but almost at the top. So yeah, we just did 95%, and we're still doing about 30 kilowatt. And it says that's gonna take only 3 minutes more to charge to 100%. I mean, it's my car takes much longer to do the last, uh, you know, this last percentages. So I don't stay this long unless I really need to, or like to avoid idling fees. You might want to, let the car keep charging up to 100%. And to get to 100% in my car, it's probably gonna take like 2 hours since you started to charge. Um, and why? Because it's trying to rebalance the battery, and it's charging really slow, like basically the same speed at what you get at home, like 6 kilowatts or something. Okay, so we did 95%. I think I'm gonna call it right now because I don't know. It's gonna be late, but hopefully they don't mind because I did charge their card and they're leaving them a full tank, let's say, a full battery. Okay, so it's going down. So if you see it's doing 28 kilowatts and we're at 96. I wonder, yeah, I wish I had another phone. So I'm filming with my phone. So if I had another phone, I could message them and say, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit later. Please be patient. Um, but hopefully they're still setting up stuff, and I don't think anyone is gonna go to the Tesla store at this time. It's a Friday in the morning, so yeah. I do need to charge my car. Right now it's at 11%, and so I might just come back here and we'll do another charging test of my car compared to this one. And I'll try to post that video, uh, and so you can see what I mean in terms of how slow is mine. So like in 40 minutes, the car, I don't think it can do the 58 kilowatt hours that this one did. Probably the half of the speed. So we're doing 97% and we're at 23. So again, like before we were at 30 and now at 96, I think we were at 30, and now you can see it's slowing down quite a bit. 22 is still faster than charging at home though, like twice. Charging at home is more like 8 kilowatts. So it's more than twice. So it's 3 more minutes and we're at 9:09. So you can see that estimation is not perfect because by what it was saying before, we should have left at 10:05, I believe. Um, at least I think, or maybe because I really want to go now, I feel that the time is going really slow. I'll try to check the video, but I do think for the estimation, you have to take it with a grain of salt in terms of the top to get to 100%. Um, Even though that tells you like, oh, 3 minutes, oh, 2 more minutes, um, it might take even longer than that. So now we're 98% and we're doing 18 kilowatts. And it still says 3 minutes. And we're at 10:10 right now. And I've been holding the phone for all this time, 40 minutes holding my phone steady for you guys. So if you like this video, please give it a like. If you plan to get this Tesla Model 3, let me know what are some of the questions. What would you like a video of? And also, yeah, give it a like and subscribe. And if you do end up getting the Tesla and you need a referral code, you can use mine if you want. It's gonna be in the description of the video or in the description of the YouTube channel. All right, so right now we're doing 15 kilowatt speed and we're still at 98%, but it's probably closer to 99%. So I think, yeah, just gonna call it. I don't want to stay longer here. Yeah, so it will probably get there in another 10 minutes to do the 100%, I think. Right now it's saying 2%, but it's still at 98%. Sorry, it's saying 2 minutes and it's still at 98. It's going at 14 kilowatts. So I think it's pretty close. At this point, it's just a matter of if you want to stay longer, just because you need to do something else. Yeah, I wouldn't stay to 100% if you need to. If you don't need to. Okay, so I'm calling it right now. We did 59 kilowatt hours. That's fairly close to the whole battery being charged. And we did about, what is it, like 40, 50 minutes, I think. I would have to look at the video. You can rewind the video and see at what time we started. Right now it's 10:12. So yeah, that's basically it. And we just hit 99%, and we're at 59 kilowatt hours that we added in terms of capacity. It says there's 2 minutes left to do 100%, but I'm not gonna stay to do the 100%. So thank you for so much for watching this video. And oh, actually, yeah, I have it on the phone. So we have done 47 minutes so far this video. So I started, recording. I started recording and um, when we started charging basically, and that's yeah, like that's how long we've been here. So not more than an hour to charge the Tesla from 3% to almost 100%, 99. So right now it's doing 9 kilowatts, and that's basically, I think this car charges at 8 or 6, something like that, kilowatts at home. But basically right now we are doing really slow speeds to get to 100%. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching. And yeah, if you like it, please like and subscribe. Thanks.